Thanks, Wayne. Is everybody having a good time today so far? Good deal. I know it's been a little warm, but it's been a good day, great day. So we're certainly glad that you guys came out, your participants, the fans coming out to hear the good music. We appreciate you guys immensely. You don't know how much we do appreciate you. We're going to bring some guys up here right now that some of you may be familiar with in different areas, but myself and these guys grew up together. We had an orchestra teacher that started an orchestra program here when I was in the 5th grade. He also played fiddle some, but he kept us pretty much on the orchestra path until this friend of ours moved here from Indiana. I don't know if any of you ever heard of him. His name's Jimmy Mattingly. But when Jimmy came to town, he was playing some fiddle stuff, and then the rest of us got interested. But I kind of went a different direction. I started playing country music on the fiddle, and I got hooked on Charlie Daniels and stuff like that. These guys stayed with the contest circuit, and they played a lot of schools. We would always go to school programs, things like that, to try to recruit people to the orchestra. But Mr. Haycraft, Mr. Jesse Haycraft, built a very, very strong orchestral program in the county, and it's still going strong today. Mr. Adam France has got it today, got it by the reins, and it's just booming. So Grayson County is a hotbed of fiddling, and I would dare say that probably per capita, if you figured the amount of good fiddlers come from here, we are probably able to make the claim that we're the fiddling capital of Kentucky, because we've had a lot of successful musicians. But I'll not go any farther with all that and bore you guys, but Mr. Ed Carnes, that is the machine that makes this fiddling contest work. He's going to play for us. Mr. Eric Payton. Eric, we grew up together playing, like I say, and then we found this guy hitchhiking down the WK Parkway and picked him up. He had a fiddle with him, so we didn't know, But a guy named Jimmy Mattingly. I don't know if you guys know Jimmy, but if you don't, I don't know where you've been. But Jimmy has been with Garth Brooks for many years. Played with Dolly Parton for many years, and many, many others. So you guys are going to get a treat right now that's very rare. You don't come to a town like Leitchfield and hear guys like this playing, and especially in the other contestants too. So if you guys would give a big round of applause for Ed Carnes, Eric Payton, and Mr. Jimmy Mattingly.
Thanks, Harold. We're gonna have some backup up here with us. We got Tyler Randall over here on my left, Maddie Denton here on tenor, and Doc Jim Reyna from Texas back here to back. We're gonna play a few twin songs for you, then trade off on some stuff. We have not played together in about, I would say, what is it, Jim? 30, Eric? 33, 34, 35 years. And we're all only 40. As Harold said, when we were in high school, I guess our teacher, Mr. Haycraft, and we're sorry that he couldn't be here today. It's awful hot, and he's up there, so we'll send some good wishes out his way. But he would have us play for teachers and schools and stuff, and we sometimes liked it. Jimmy and Eric and I, and also Mark, Ralph, and Danny Roberts, those two couldn't be here. We're going to play a couple and recreate what we did back in the day. First one we're going to do is called Liberty. what happens when you start playing fiddle on the stage, isn't it, guys? We're only going to play that one time or twice through, and I thought, that sounds pretty good. So you might have heard me saying, again, again. So we did it again. So we're gonna play another one for you. Another one we used to play back in the day when we all were 5 years old. This one is called Golden Slippers. Takeoff. That's okay. I know that one too. Thank y'all. You know, we have a lot of fun doing that stuff, and I'll tell you what, back in the day, we were all friends and competitors and schoolmates and everything else, and you know, we all owe a lot to our lives today from the orchestra and all the support we had for music here in Leitchfield and Grayson County, so we're happy to get back up here and play a little bit for you guys. I see Miss Mattingly, how are you doing? Jimmy's mom, she's out there supporting us too. So, I have a fiddle contest I got to help run, so I'm going to bow off right now. Eric and Jimmy are gonna trade off a couple of tunes for you, and then Jimmy's going to play a couple. So guys, go up there and show us how they did it today. All right, I'll trade off on it too. No judging, no judging. All right, who's gonna take off on it? Oh, I got talked into playing on this too, and now I have to lead. Okay.
It's your contest.
I can do that.
All right, boys.
I'll go first, just like back in the day.
just going to trade off on an old tune. Played quite a bit called Sally Gooden.
How about that, guys? One more time. Let's hear it for these guys. Jimmy Mattingly, Eric Payton, and Ed Carnes. Stay up here. Guys, I think this may be the moment you've all been waiting for. But before we go, before we start this, Jimmy, come here a minute. Hey, Jimmy, come here a minute. Before we go any further, these guys are going to play a song that I think we all know here in a minute. But I want Jimmy to say a few words. He's been on tour with Garth. He told me today they were going through fall of 2017. If you ever get a chance to go see these guys, I want to tell you, you've never seen a fiddle player run a 4-minute mile and play at the same time. He can do it. Well, he says he's 100 years old, but I know how old he is. He's actually 75. He looks good for his age. But Jimmy, just say a few words about what it's like to be at the top of your game. I mean, you're playing with one of the premier artists in the world, and again, if you go see these guys, Garth Brooks puts on a good show, but the crowd cheers for Jimmy Mattingly as much as they do Garth Brooks. I promise you that. That's no exaggeration. And we're so glad to have him back here. And he'll never know what it means to us to have his support, his family's support for this fiddling contest. But just say a few words, Jimmy. Tell us what it's all about, man.
First of all, I'm glad that I got to come up again because it's hard to get a weekend off in July from a big tour. But it all started here, actually. The very first fiddle contest they had here, Jody Hall got started, and it was at the fairgrounds. My memory serves me right. And I think we got rained out and moved to the courthouse here. And that was the first contest I won. I was a beginner fiddler and won that. So right in the courthouse here, is where it started. And with the orchestra program that Mr. Haycraft had together, guys like Ed Carnes and Eric Payton, Mark Ralph, that's not here, and a bunch of good buddies. Danny Roberts was our guitar guy, but it really fueled the whole thing because we would play every day. That's all we did. I mean, we had to pass the other classes, but we were all there to play fiddle. And that's all we did, and we were buddies and competitors, and every weekend we got to go compete, and but this town supported that and got that whole thing going, so we could go to all these different places and compete and try our luck at it, and then I was blessed to be able to do it for a living. So that's but this town has a big, long history of fiddlers. I saw Hoot Hester here earlier, and he's a legend, fiddle legend, and his family's from here. So my dad played, and there's been numerous people, Bud Meredith, Herman Alvey, and just on and on. I'll probably leave somebody out, but there's tons of great fiddlers that's come through this town, and it's so cool to see this contest here and keeping fiddling alive. And fiddling is actually, Leitchfield's famous for fiddling in Kentucky, because I was working with Steve Warner, and he was telling me that his dad lives in Russell Springs and was getting a little band together to play down there, and they couldn't find a fiddler, and he asked a guy at the music store there in Russell Springs where he might find a fiddler, and the guy said, "I don't know, but if you can't find one, go to Leitchfield." So that's miles away, so they know to come here to look for a fiddler, so so that's cool. But you all probably haven't heard Orange Blossom Special today, and some of y'all love it, and so me and Eric's going to play it, and there you go. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and supporting the music here.
Orange Blossom Special is a perfect dance tune, so any of you guys want to get up here and shake your tail feathers on the dance floor, feel free. You might get up here close enough that some of these guys may sweat on you, so. But let's give them another big hand. They're going to do the Orange Blossom Special, and then we're going to get on with the contest. for some fiddling, guys. Once again, give a big hand to these guys that have helped us out tremendously. Jimmy Mattingly, Eric Payton, and Ed Carnes. We appreciate you guys. We'll never be able to say it enough. We appreciate you guys also. So hope you stick around. We've got a lot of fiddling, a lot of stuff to go. So it's cooling down. We got some shade on this side of the square. So everybody ought to be good to go. So I'm going to turn this back over to Wayne now.